Hello, I'm not sure if we're live or not. It says that we're live. Hello, 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 everybody. Mwah. Sending big love, big hugs to you all, and hope that you're all well. I'm just going to get because I can never tell if anybody's on. I have to go onto my page. But if you're there, say a quick hello. Everybody. Of course. If you're there, let me know. Let's see if this is going to go. Hello, H2O Intolerant. Hi, H2O. We've got the Supernatural magazine. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for calling in here. We've got hello, everybody out on YouTube as well. And we've got hello, Yvonne Berry is on. And we've got Jay Todd as well. Hello, Jay. Mary Heaven. Hello, Mary. It's good to see you on here. John, I believe the amazing John has called in as well and is going to be signing in shortly. Hello, Julie Fallon. Hello, girl. How are you? What are you up to? Are you enjoying this, or shall I say, tolerating, or perhaps embracing the whole lockdown thing, Julie? We've got Jamie Reiter as well. Hi, Jamie. We've got the fabulous Norma in the house, everybody. Chloe Needham is also here. Hello, Chloe. How are you, darling? And Belinda, is it Comer. And there's Val, who I was speaking to out the back earlier on. Don't worry, guys, it was about 50 feet between us, but she was out with her gorgeous dog, Honey, who couldn't say hello. So let's just build a bit of the energy in here. Darshika wanted a reading from John. If it's a private reading, Darshika, then please go to John's page and private message John as well, because even though it's amazing doing this, it's also wonderful to have a proper private consultation as well. And because you deserve that too. You don't just deserve us coming on here, but you deserve to have a proper consultation where we can go in depth about things. And I'm sure John likes to create that kind of ambience as well. I'm glad you're well, Chloe. It's good to see that you are. Gorgeous day, or what? All right. Now, the theme of the day seems to be the word truth. All right, could I just put that out there? Seems to be the word truth. I have heard the word truth several times since I've opened my eyes this morning, so I have. And truth, I find people's version of truth vary, right? So truth is always relative to your own core belief systems, but a lot of people I've noticed will say about they have to speak their truth. Oh, there's John. There's John is in the house. Oh, no, it's Craig that's in the house. Hello, Craig. Hello. And just showing up as well. We're going to have to move along now, aren't we?
Well, there we are. No worries.
I'm sitting eating a lot.
Brilliant.
There's John as well. Say hello to the guys, everybody. We got a shot. I thought it was you, John. Press the button. Craig popped up. You were eating. I pressed the button for you, and then you got a shot. Today. Right. It seems to be the name of the game is truth today. I've heard that word about 40 times since I woke up this morning. But isn't there there's a difference between speaking your truth, isn't there, and actually speaking critically to somebody else and then calling it the truth? Silence.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I was only having the conversation with a friend the other day about when we were talking about people being honest and everything. And it's okay to be honest and truthful. But at the same time, I always say that actions speak louder than words. So you can say one thing, but actually it might mean another. Your intentions might be completely different. Whereas your actions, to me, would speak a lot louder.
Well, that's right. So you can't trust what they're saying vocally out the mouth, but the actual action itself. As my dad says, don't listen to what people say, watch what they do.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yep. So it's a really good bit of advice. Hello, Helen Scott. It's great to see you on here. Julie Fallon saying hello, Craig and John. You are getting loads of messages. Darshika wanted a reading from John, so she did. I was just telling everybody that it's good. It's great for us to be on here, guys, but it's also great for them to actually invest in having a proper consultation, isn't it? As well, where you can devote that exclusive time and allow, the connection in spirit and anything else that comes along, of course, at the time, if you're reading cards as well, you've got to be able to dedicate that entirely to them in that space is just priceless, isn't it?
Definitely. I just want to go total off topic there, Lara, as you were saying that there. I am eating a candy cane, and this is my new obsession in life.
Well, we're pretending because Craig's on here, first of all, right, for the first time, that we're actually really professional, Craig, but honest to God, it's I just realised there, John's eating this sticker up. We were here, Craig, the other day with our dressing gowns and pyjamas on doing this.
Yep. I did see. I popped in very, very briefly to say hello, and I thought I think it's a good thing though, because people seem to. Not everybody, I think just some people seem to have this perception of people like ourselves doing what we do, that we're really strict and we're really disciplined, and we are professional. However, there is also a sense of humor. We do have a sense of humor. We like it. If anybody who knows me knows, I like to have a laugh. I like to have a giggle. I don't take life too seriously. So I think that certainly needs to come across, and I think when watching you guys the other day, I thought that was fun. It was good because it eases people as well. It makes them more relaxed. So I think it's a good thing.
Of course it is. Claire said it was the funniest thing she'd watched all month.
Brilliant.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I haven't really did much for tonight. I mean, I was in my jammies the other day. I'm just going to show you this right now. I've still got jammy bottoms on.
Oh my God, what the hell is going on there?
I'm just looking normal from the top half up.
You look normal.
Let's face it. I reckon that's what most people do when they go live anyway, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah. They're normally going to have a candy cane, mind you.
I don't know, but he's upgraded to the candy cane. The other day it was a bar of Galaxy, and what he didn't know was I actually had the exact same bar of Galaxy in my bag. But I thought I'll let him take the heat. I'll let him take the floor with this. You know that?
This is because I stopped smoking 8 weeks ago.
Oh, well done. No wonder you've been twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah, you should see how much weight I've put on.
Oh, it's that. See, really, you're wearing the jammer bottoms because it's the only thing you can fit into it. Actually, that's what you're saying here. How spooky is this? I only found a Craig Morris day whilst I was scrolling through YouTube. Very spooky. Saved you on YouTube this morning. Oh my God, look at that.
Oh, wicked stuff. Wicked stuff.
Man, now look at me.
We're getting, and do you know, I've got a couple of new episodes to load up onto YouTube, and I was meant to do it last week, but it just never happened. So I'll be doing that this week at some point.
Oh, okay then. Right, guys, look, we're just gassing away here.
Half dressed, John.
John eating candy cane. He's actually worked his way through next Christmas's stockings for the tree for the kids.
My 2-year-old son, my 3-year-old son now, actually, he's 3-year-old, is obsessed with candy canes. And for his birthday, all he wanted was candy canes. And I had to find candy canes. Do you know how expensive candy canes are at this time of year?
Shit, no way. What's the price like compared to Christmas?
They're normally 99 pence at Christmas time for a box. You could pay anything up to $17.99 for a box at this time of year.
No way.
I didn't expect you to say that. Seriously.
Yeah. I never paid 17. I did find them on Amazon. I found a box of, I think it was 10 you got in a box for, I think it was a £5. So that was all right.
That's not too bad. That's all right.
That's all right. And look at John actually cruising through the internet looking for the cheapest box of candy canes. This is a shit. You never tell anybody, do you? Because they would laugh.
I was at the point of paying the $17.99 for a box, and I thought, I can't justify that. How can I put that through and say, oh, my son wanted those, they're for the office? The tax man wouldn't have been amused.
That's right, yeah. Of course, but it's not. So, are you still saving money from smoking? Is what I'm saying. You know, like $17.99 a box. It's not sounding convincing, is it, Craig?
No, definitely not.
I've grown from like 20 cigarettes a day to 100 candy canes a day. I'm saving nothing. I'm ordering takeaways at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh my God. Do you know what? That's the worst time to pick, I suppose, giving up smoking in lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? Credit to you, John. Definitely credit to you.
My fridge laughs at me when I open the door. I'm getting a suntan from the light in the fridge.
Are you?
That often.
Oh my God. Listen, we're all wanting to see pictures of your fridge now. That's what we're wanting.
You'll get selfies later on, won't you? When you're at the fridge, getting your new candy cans, etc. Selfie whilst I'm suntanning.
Wait, that's right. We're going to have a picture, Craig, with the fridge door open with sunglasses on and the deck chair, right? And when I just bring up the fridge people last week, it was you that pulled them in. It's because you're at that fridge all the time. You attracted them in.
That is what it is.
That's it. So you're going to, yeah. Puzzle solved. You're going to have to actually think of something different that you're doing repetitively every day to bring that in.
The world was just getting too serious. I just thought, you know what, we're needing some fridges brought in. We need to cool things down.
Oh God, have you had the fridge people on your page, Craig?
Do you know what? When the message was sent, I was like, fridge people, what's this all about? But then, actually, yeah, I have had them. And I'd never had it before, so it was most of the time I tend to just do the live feeds, don't really think much about it. And because I just sort of waffle on, especially when I'm doing the reading side of things. But yeah, I've had one or two random visitors, and I didn't realise that it was them until I got a phone call from a friend of mine who just sort of monitors the page as well. And she said, "Did you see it?" Well, I won't use the colourful terminology that she used, but she did turn around and say, "Did you see those silly people?" And I did. To be fair, I didn't actually notice. It was actually Claire that noticed it more than me. But yeah. I don't know. I just try and sort of crack on. I just, sort of try and crack on if I can.
Yeah, but I was tempted to wheel the fridge in from the kitchen that had broken and just sit it in the chair, like in front of it.
That would have been good. That would have been funny.
And then see if we could get a message to the fridge people. Would this one do?
Brilliant.
Hey, asking for a friend. Let's have a wheelie. Norma is sharing like a mofo here. Wouldn't it be cheaper to get your son a permanent stick of rock? They're the same thing.
That could be a good idea. But I think he likes candy canes because he thinks Santa Claus is going to come.
Ah, well, there's an ulterior motive, you see, and we're not going to resist that one, John. Of course it is.
No.
Of course it is.
Well, I like Santa Claus as well, so I'm quite happy to eat candy canes and think Santa is going to come.
Well, Andrea Scally's, she's riding to your defence here. Our fridge light is broken, so calories don't count. So she reckons if you took the bulb out, right?
This is a good idea.
And then nobody sees you. It doesn't count. There you go. Right, so everybody reckons they're being spoiled with all of us here. Rachel Potter says, "Can I have a card, please?" Okay, so what you reckon, guys? You got the cards? Do you do cards, Craig?
I do, yes. I've actually got them ready. I got them.
Yeah,
I got them
ready there. Right, guys.
How about doing readings?
Craig has got his card. You're not prepared, are you, at all, John? We're having a chat. Right, but what was
so no.
Please.
You thought he was going to come online and eat his candy canes and just gas bag and then go again?
Fear not. Right, we've got cards.
We've got cards, right? Not to be undefeated or outdone. John's just riding, screeching the brakes on with his cards there. There we are.
We've even got pendulum.
Comments on YouTube. Yes, we can see. That's Essay that said that we can see the comments on YouTube coming up here. Sorry, we got caught gassing away, so we did. Like and follow for us to see your comments on Facebook, guys. All right, and follow at Craig Morris and follow at John Spratt as well. All right, give them a like and a follow and share their pages too. And for this page, keep sharing, guys, so that we can see your comments. And a big hello to all of you on YouTube. And we're live on the Supernatural magazine page as well, guys. Just so that you know.
Oh, fabulous!
That's right. Yeah. So. Best behaviour.
I could have said I would have been a bit more professional. I wouldn't have been eating a candy cane.
Right, Helios, definitely you need something here, guys. And I think it's got to be Craig because he hunted you on that YouTube, or you randomly then hunted you. And so he's wetting himself like all of us here. Look, so I think, Craig, take it away for Helios.
So yours, Craig.
Right, so Helios, is that how we're saying that? I just want to make sure that I'm saying that right.
Yeah, it's Helios or Helios. There's his name.
Helios. Well, we'll go with Helios. There we go.
What do you know?
Perfect stuff.
Okay.
Right.
Just call him Lewis.
Let's see where we go with it. So, hey, do you guys normally like just go with one card when you do this, or do you tend to just pull over a couple?
Two cards, yeah. I just pick a couple of cards, right? Spit it, pop in, then I'll go with that at the same time as well.
Yeah, cool stuff. So let's see what feeling I get then. So Helios, this is for you. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. The one thing I get with him straight away is, before I've even sort of turned the cards there, is somebody who's quite a determined character, somebody who's disciplined in their mind, somebody who knows what they want, and if they know what they want, they go for it. It doesn't matter what's in their way or who's in their way. They're not half-hearted with anything either, and they like to have, in a nice way, they like to have the control. That's how it feels with Helios, and I mean that in a nice sense. The number 5 keeps jumping out. So for me, May would be important there for a birthday and anniversary as I'm working with him. And I feel as though that as I'm talking of work in my mind there, I feel as actually there's new doors that have opened and there's more doors to open. And somewhere along the line, I keep feeling there's a connection with this kind of work because in my mind now I just feel like naturally I'm a teacher. And the last card that I pulled over very quickly, hopefully you can see that, is just the Fire Prince. For me, it's the word aggression that jumps out of there, but in a positive way. So again, somebody who knows what they want and goes with it. And there seems to be almost like a teaching element there from with him as well, that feels as though trying to motivate people in that positive way. So I hope that helps there somewhere along the line.
There you go, Helios. That's amazing. Hi to Flo as well. Hello, Flo. It's good to see you on this page. There was somebody specifically asked for you, John. I'm just trying to find her name. I think it was Yvonne Kerry. She's been chasing you for the last 4 days, apparently. But from the Friday and seeing
Most wanted.
That's right. Most wanted list.
I have a name for people like that.
Oh my God, I need the loo now because you're so funny. Okay. Right, Yvonne, there it is. Sharing, look, that's it. But there you go. Found it.
Sharing and liking.
As well, all right, because that's a prerequisite too. Like and share Craig Morris page, yeah, and also John Spratt's page as well. Is it Craig Morris Medium or Psychic, or just Craig Morris?
Craig Morris Psychic Medium.
Craig Morris Psychic Medium, guys. I apologise, I forgot to put that last bit on in the comments section. And it's John Spratt.
That's cool. Thank you.
John, you have name as well?
Yeah, that's my name. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I have to change one now. I've got to get in with it.
I know if you type it in Facebook, it's the first one that comes up. There's not many Spratts in the world.
No, it's quite an unusual name, isn't it?
Yeah, so you'll be fine. You'll find it. Yvonne. So straight away, I've turned some cards over here for you, and I have got the first card very prominent. It's my 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords to me is all about a battle going on at the moment. To me, as I'm connecting into this, I feel it's more with yourself because we've got the High Priestess right next to there, and that always symbolises a female character. And if I'm reading for someone, it's always the person I'm reading for. Okay, so this is telling me you're arguing with yourself, you're fighting with yourself at the minute. You've got a lot of battles going on. Okay, I wouldn't pinpoint it down to just one thing. This would be a round robin. This is a bit of everything. So it's like, people are annoying you, work's annoying you, love's annoying you, the house is annoying you, everything's just getting up on top of you at this minute in time. Okay. However, when the 2 cards come in there, I have got there the 2 of Wands that's pushed in at the side here, which is telling me you're needing to focus, you're needing to sit down, you're needing to think things through. Okay, I do feel that there's something to do with a work vibration in and around you at this moment in time, which I'm wanting to push forward to. I want you to be focusing as well around about the end of the June month, because I really feel the end of June is when you're going to get an opportunity, and it would be to do with the work side. So look forward to that. Just flick you over a wee message from your guide, just because I feel like doing it, I'll be honest with you. And the card is, you've got the power. So what your guides, your helpers are saying to you at this minute in time is you need to use your ability to resolve the situations. Okay, I feel you're the type of person that if you actually do sit down and think of something, you can clear it up quite quick. Okay, and your guides are saying use that to your advantage. Sit down and think about things before you push forward with it. Hope that makes sense, sweetheart.
Silence there with it.
Yeah.
John, they want to know when the bids are starting for a certain fridge. So
bids are starting now.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get Ben to wheel that fridge in a minute. That's what I'm going to bed in it. That sounds great. Yvonne, did you get that? I hope you did, because John forgot your name latterly, didn't you?
I always forget people's names.
Yeah. Craig,
we had this conversation last time.
Memory like a sieve, so I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, look at that. Look at the aim. We've got a fan on here. Wow, John, you're great. I almost feel like you could be talking about me too. Look at that.
Oh.
Actually, that's a good point, isn't it? Is even when we're addressing, say, one person that's in an audience or whatever, that you can connect in with that message as well. It's because it's our way of being able to give that message to a lot of people when it's meant for them, but direct it just at one person, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had it many times where when you've done a demonstration, and as you just said, Laura, you do a demonstration, and even though the message is for one person in particular, at the end of the dem, somebody comes up to you and says, "Do you know what? That message that you gave to that lady there, I could have taken every single word of it." And that, for me, again, just expresses the intelligence of the spirit world. So, even though I'm talking to that lady there, and I've got her mom, if I'm saying things that make sense, and it feels as though your mom's in the room as well, then take that knowledge and that knowing. Just because we might only give, I don't know, let's say 10 messages in a night, it doesn't mean to say that all the other people's loved ones aren't there. Of course they're going to be there, because that's the whole point of what we do. So
of course it is, but I mean, we're just we're a spirit, aren't we, in a human existence? So our multitasking limits are actually to do with our physical bodies here. Otherwise we'd be like angels translocating all the time, wouldn't we, and be able to give messages to thousands of different people at the same time. That's how we're doing it anyway. Rachel Potter, got your name there because, like John and Craig, I forget names once I get into the reading. So I've popped it there, right? I'm going to take that off now as well. So a couple of cards here for you, Rachel, coming up. And thank you guys for sharing there with the readings for Yvonne and Helios, who has had to go to the toilet now because he thought it was way too funny to stay on any longer. Rachel, a bit of a forceful impact of stuff happening this week here. We've got, normally it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. But in this case, life is going to ask you to pick the option that you're not as familiar with. I feel like I'm pushing towards the end of the week here. Like I feel like I'm pushing this barrow uphill, right? This load that once we get on the top, we're questioning also whether we're going to feel alleviated at that point, because maybe you don't know what the outcome's going to be, and that's okay. But perception is based on our own inner beliefs, and also a lot of our logical stuff in there too. So now life is shifting you to the perception of believing in what hasn't happened yet. It's happening in a different way. And what's more, the rooster's saying that in actual fact, you're actually going to really enjoy it. It's not going to be as bad as what you think. All right, there. A lot of work being put in the mental realm here, and the logical, like the monkey mind all the time, which is probably a byproduct. I think you'll agree with me, guys, about maybe not doing as much physically, so the mind tends to overprocess, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
There's probably about 99% of us out there that are doing that right now. What trouble can you get into when you're left to your own devices? Wouldn't that actually be really interesting for a webcam in the house, wouldn't it? Just to see how long people go before they start getting twitchy, about having to get up and do stuff.
I don't want to do that in my house.
Well, I suppose as long as there's a fridge and some candy canes, it'll be okay in John's house.
It'll be fine.
We're piling around to John's until the candy,
I said to my friend the other day, I said, you know what? I said, and this was literally after the first few days this was being stuck at home. I said, you know what? If I ever got the opportunity to go on Big Brother, remind me to refuse it and not do it, because I wouldn't be able to cope. I would not cope.
Same.
Exactly. I'm sure. So I did see Gwen's name going past. Here we go. Hi, guys.
Hello, Gwen.
This is what we get up to, right? When we're twiddling our thumbs, we're just sort of like trying to get into the flow, aren't we, guys? We're trying to get into the flow. That's what we're doing. After this, Craig's going to leap on his page, right? John's going to leap on his page. No, seriously. It'll be tea time, won't it, guys?
It will be. It will be. I'm going to catch the last rays of the sun outside here while we've still got it anyway.
Oh, Martin says that we're boring. He's putting lots of boring in. Actually, he must have been a real fridge guy. I thought he was just being funny on the page. Martin, love, just move the hell along. You're on your own on this page. I think I'll probably give you about 3 minutes before you're actually maybe pushed out by everybody else on the page. So it is. Derek enjoyed every minute of CBB.
Oh, Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah. Wow.
I did watch that, and I thought, and you know, I remember watching. And normally, it's not a program that I would watch, and it was only because Derek was on there that I watched it. And the way that he went in there, I thought it was brilliant. Certainly not something that I could do, though. Certainly not something that I could do. So I took my hat off to him.
I would have went for fire exit.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You need the craving to have your own space. You've got to hand it to him as well, and you know that.
100%.
I mean, exactly. We were worried about John and his candy canes. Never mind if we all went into that environment. Maybe we should have a house full of psychics, right, and put them out like a psychic Big Brother.
Now that would be interesting. Now that would make interesting TV.
All right, Gwen, you're on. Maybe we could get our we could all just sit back one night and hear. At the moment, the closest we'll get to that, obviously, is in our own houses, not actually for real. Okay, let's have a look. Are you liking and following the page, guys, and sharing as well? Please share the groups, have watch parties, and please follow and like Craig Morris's page and John Spratt's page as well, and watch for their lives soon as well. Of course, John, you realise when you're going live next, Craig and I are probably going to gate crash.
That's all right. I didn't mind gate crashers. Do you know what? I'm sure my fans would quite enjoy that, because they'd be like, thank Christ, we don't have to listen to John for an hour.
That's right, yeah. You don't have to listen to John. It just gives everybody a different perspective, doesn't it? But it's not good if we all agree on things all the time. Nobody ever learns. So, Craig, do you want to take it for Krupa there?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, absolutely. So, Krupa, let's go with this and see what. Just whilst you were saying that though about like having different people like on your screens there and in your on your pages, I actually do think it's a good thing as well, because everybody works differently. So I think being able to offer that difference of an opinion or like mindset, I think helps. I just think it's healthy for everybody, to be honest. So yeah. So, Krupa, I hope I'm saying that correctly. So let's see what I get for you then. So straight away, I feel as though somebody who can be quite an overthinker with the cards that I've just jumped over here. And when I say that, for me, it feels as though there's change that's going to happen, because I've got the Phoenix that comes up. So one of my favorite cards, I hope you can see that, okay? One of my favorite cards, when that jumps up, for me, change isn't always a bad thing. Change is a good thing, although you might not see it that way. And this is where the overthinking for me comes in there. So I would certainly say that whatever that change is, again, it's the card there which tells me you have the control. So I know that you are in control of that scenario and that situation. Although I keep getting the feeling in my mind that it's just as well you can pick your friends and not your family. So I feel whatever that decision is and whatever the change is, it feels as though it's to do with family, as I'm saying that as well. And sometimes, as I keep seeing that, I keep seeing glass houses. So it's just like, let people throw the stones if they want to, but you know where you stand, and that's the important thing. And that's the one thing that I also get there straight away, is that you're not somebody who takes, what's the word I'm after? You're the person that wears your heart on your sleeve, and also somebody who doesn't like liars. You remind me of a friend of mine. He always used to, he always still does, says, I'd sooner get stabbed in the chest than what I would in the back, because then at least I know where I stand with people. And that's the feeling I get there. Quite an honest, quite an open person, but yet you'll always keep your eye out, and you're always, remember what we were saying at the start, guys, about, you know, you can listen to people's truth, but you can also watch their actions and get more of a picture of them. That's what also feels right here as well, as I'm saying that. So, but there's a move that's to be talked about as well, because I keep seeing a change. As I go back to the change cards, for me, there's a move, because I keep seeing boxes in my mind. So I know that there's been a move that's being talked about, and I do think it's going to happen, just not as soon as what they're anticipating. So I hope that makes sense there. That's
great. Thank you, Craig. That's for you, Krupa. Anyway, I hope you got that. I hope you're still there. Oh, hang on, Craig. Could have it. That was the one that I got before. Okay. So Krupa, I hope you got that. I think you're absolutely. It's a truth day, isn't it? And I think it's great that people even come on with, like, we've got 70, 80 people, I think, watching or have done at this end, guys. So we're certainly, you know, making such a difference in people's lives out there. Krupa saying, thank you so much, Craig. So that's brilliant.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, so we have. We've got Susan Connolly, so she's liking, sharing, and following. What can we expect from this full moon? There's one for you, John. What do you reckon this full moon's bringing in?
This full, do you know what? I have to be honest and say I'm not all that good with the moon phases and all that palaver. But it's quite heavy at the minute. I know that. It's definitely got a heaviness to it. When I get full moons, I always think it's about change, but then I'm no astrologer, and I don't. The only astrologer people I know is the amazing Claire. And, I feel if you say to Claire moon, she'll just be like, blah, 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 to you. So there's no point asking me about a moon. But,
all right, I'm an astrology person, no? Maybe I could maybe with the full moon and Venus, the full moon's in Libra, right? And it comes in the early hours of tomorrow morning, all right? So we've got Saturn and Pluto, I think it is, doing a bit of a dance, guys, on and off for the next few weeks, right? So this inner heaviness, this compression that you're feeling, right, is exacerbated and magnified by the moon. But of course, it's going into a lot of our areas, within our own lives personally. And as we'll come out of this, not the same people that we went in. Of course, everybody's going to be looking at the virus on the outside thinking that that's what's going to be causing us to come out, as different people. But could it be a coincidence that both have happened at the same time? Or do you think that that it's just a reflection of what's going up in the planets as to what's happening down here? That's an interesting question. You see, those are the questions I like to ask. If it's
I'm like John.
below,
I'm not. Sorry.
That's okay.
I was just going to say I'm in the same boat as John there. I'm not one that really knows too much about that, but I love listening to.
Where are you?
I love listening to people like Claire and like Lara like that, because it then opens up my mind where you're talking about it being, is it connected? Is it a coincidence that we've got everything going on at the moment with the virus and then the moon change, etc.? And for me, I think, as you say quite rightly, I think a lot of people are going to place it with the virus and everything else that's going on. But in fact, I just think that that's a part of it. But anyway, my point there was that I love listening to that sort of thing. Not my thing. I don't have the knowledge of it, but I love listening to it.
Yeah,
that's great. That is great. Oh, sorry about that, John. No, it's just that there was a woman's name I put up and I forgot her name, didn't I? So I was scrolling back. I was doing my usual thing. Oh my God, I've done it again. Shit, can you remember? Was it Siobhan?
Not a clue.
Right, we're going to pick Siobhan. Okay, you want to pick Siobhan, John, or do you want me to do this one?
I'll go Siobhan. Yeah, I'm happy, Siobhan.
Right, there she is. I'll put it up there.
Siobhan Griffins, would love a card, please. Right, let's do it. Do you know something, Siobhan? I've just picked up, I went into my box, and well, if you were here the other day, you'll know that I was talking. I've got over 100 different packs of cards. I don't even know why, because I'm a hands-free medium. But I've just picked up Halloween ones. So just because I like Halloween, you're getting a Halloween card, Siobhan. All right. So let's have a real look.
What set are you using again? What set are you using? About the cards, the set that you're using, is that the same one as the other day?
Yeah, I had my black and white ones earlier. I'm now using Halloween ones.
Ah, right. So they're the Halloween one. Right, okay. Right.
Yeah,
we're learning,
Halloween,
aren't we?
One. So straight away, Siobhan, we have the first card we've got here is the spider web. Okay, spider web is all about that. It's about opening up, starting to lay your foundations. It's going out into the world. Okay, it's about laying your thoughts down and getting prepared for pushing forward with something here. Okay, now to me this feels again like the last person I gave a reading to. This is to do with sort of work and family. Okay, this is work and family to me, and I feel where changes are needing to happen in and around there, and you know what they want to be, but you're not quite sure how to push them forward here. I'm feeling where you're needing to be open, you're needing to speak, you're needing to say what's on your mind at this minute to push forward with things. Okay, Your second card coming in there is your mummy, which is all about change, okay? So if you're wanting these things to happen within the family vibration and the work vibration, you're needing to make that change within yourself, okay? You're needing to unwangle all those ropes off of you there. As I say, though, that would tie in with your spider, because your spider's laying your trap. So it's laying down what you're wanting to put forward there, okay? Looking in, pushing forward here, we've got trick or treat, which is all about mischief and play, okay? Everything's been a bit serious round about you at the minute, and these cards are telling you it's time to sort of lighten up a wee bit. You're needing to bring that fun side of you forward here, okay? Tying all three cards in together, which is what you meant to do with them. I feel with this situation, you want to do the work and the family side, you're needing to be a bit more light-hearted with things, okay? Everything's a bit tight at this minute. You're walking about like this, and these cards are telling you to relax, let your shoulders down and enjoy things a bit more, okay? And doing that, you will find that you're able to see things a lot clearer than what you are at the minute. Then that mummy comes in, makes that nice change for you. Hope that makes sense.
That's it. Go, John. Right, we're getting asked a few questions here. I don't know. Can you see the comments there as well, Craig? Can you?
Yeah, I can. Just on the right hand side, I can. Yeah.
Well, Angela says, I watched a film yesterday called Contagion. Came out 2011, and everything that happened in the film is more or less mirror image to the virus outbreak now. So, what's your thoughts on that? I've never watched the film. Have you?
No, I've not heard of the film, I've got to say. Again, you could hear it.
No.
You could down the line. Well, I say I'll answer. We can try, but I think it's one of them things. Again, do you call it a coincidence? If people believe in coincidences, but I'm sure there's many films that people can watch and think, oh yeah, that relates to this and that relates to that. I wouldn't say that it was. I mean, the thing is, even though it mirror imaged everything that was going on, I wouldn't say that it was perhaps, based on, somebody predicting what was going to happen. I think it's just somebody came up with a very good story, because let's face it, with what's going on in the world, it's not a great thing that's happening, but it makes great for a movie. And obviously that's what's happened with that there. But I wouldn't say that it was anything to do necessarily with this. I would just go down the line of maybe it's just a coincidence that it is just happened to be similar to what's going on right now, to be fair. If that kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What would you guys think?
Well, I think, I don't know about you. I tend to avoid watching negative stuff on TV. Are you the same? Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, John?
Yeah. I never really watch telly. I can't be bothered with it.
No, I don't watch the news. I don't read the newspapers or even go on the news sites on the internet, because somebody said here about, Lara, what's your thoughts? It's Arlene Gibson about 5G. Everyone is convinced it's going to cause sickness. Well, we had people staying here that were testing the ground to put the 5G masts up. I remember way back last year. Interestingly, all the people that were testing the soil, and right below the surface and stuff, they were all female, not one male amongst them, would you believe? All, you would have thought it'd be a good mixture, wouldn't you? So I thought that was unusual, but there's a lot of reports about this 5G, isn't there? It's a different false frequency, right? But what's your thoughts, guys, about it? Do you think it's just all fear and, like horribleness, or do you think there's some credibility to the whole 5G business with nasty signal and making people sick, and it's not the coronavirus, it's actually this 5G?
I don't know. I think coronavirus is coronavirus and 5G is 5G. I don't really connect the two of them together. I don't know enough about 5G. I don't know enough about technology, to be honest, to even say that 5G can do whatever this. I don't even know. What do they say it can do? Does it fry your brain or something? Because this brain's fried enough. If they put any 5G in the air, it tries to fry my brain, I'm done. Well,
that's it. Basically, what we're saying, guys, is we've already gone, right? So how can they affect us if your vibration's way above that anyway, and you don't pay attention to it? Surely the things that you pay attention to, that which you give your thoughts to, expand. Right? If you think negatively all the time, that negativity will expand until you're attracting negativity, into your life. Now, I'm not saying you walk about in a bubble all the time and, do the old like love and light thing, which I can't stand. We've all got things when people go love and light, and immediately I have a dark thought. Right?
I've got a bit of a topic there, because people always say to me, like, we're mediums. People annoy us as well. Even we could say, oh, see so-and-so, they're an absolute beep. All right. And then somebody will go, oh, now, John, that's not very nice. You got to be spiritual, love and light. Well, this is my reply when somebody says love and light to me now.
Oh, no.
I say to them, I send them loving light in the form of a fart.
Brilliant.
That's
Brilliant.
isn't it? Try and weigh a fart. We've got the...
I love it. Oh. That's a good way of looking at it. That's a good. But I think going on what you guys were just saying there as well about like the negativity and everything, and like how maybe 5G is changing everything. Is it really the technology that's changing, or is it us? Because again, a conversation I only had literally 2 or 3 days ago. When I was a kid, first of all, I didn't have a mobile phone until I got to a certain age. And even then, it was literally like a house brick. It was like one of those really old Nokias. And my mum and dad always used to say to me, right, you've got £5 credit on there. The only way and the only time I want you to use that, if you've got to call me, your mum or your brother, or text us, whatever it might be, and that's it, to let us know where you are. Apart from that, I don't want any other phone calls. So, and of course, back then, you didn't have it like you do on the phones these days, where you've got all the games, you've got Facebook, Instagram, and all that. And I actually think that social media pages can be an amazing place if they were used the way that they were meant to, and that's to stay connected with people in different parts of the world and the country, etc. But for what it is actually used as a platform for the keyboard warriors as we've met them, or the fridge people, or whoever it might be, I actually think it's them that are creating the negativity, not nothing else. I think it's us as a human race where we have that personal responsibility. Maybe.
No, they're worried about mediums, right? I don't believe in what you do because they can't see it, but they don't. They believe in the 5G, but you don't see the frequency signal with that either. I'm not really what the difference is, right? So people fear what they don't see. So what you've got is a bunch of medium distrusters and non-believers, right? Because they can't see what's happening, but they've transferred the skills into the 5G realm. That's what you're saying, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when it comes to, I think Eleanor, I think it is that's just said there that her husband is a specialist with 5G and that it's got nothing to do with the virus. And again, I completely agree with. Again, I'm no specialist in either, and I'd agree with what John said. I don't think it's got anything to do with either of them. And of course, Eleanor's just said that exact same thing there. Anyway, but. How much better would the world be if we didn't have these things like for 5G, etc.? I know people have been talking. I think somebody mentioned it in a comment as well, where apparently the 5G has been. I think it was the 5G anyway. That apparently has been killing birds. I think it was, or birds have been dropping out the sky. It's only what I've heard on here saying. How true that is, I don't know, because most of that story I think was seen on Facebook. Well, how much can you actually trust what's on Facebook these days? That's the other thing. But I don't know. It's one of the things that's open to.
Yeah, but how much can you trust everything? There's disinformation with everything out there, isn't there? When you look at it, for what people don't watch the media. Don't watch that is actually like putting toxic food into your system just as much as eating candy canes.
Yeah.
Right. Except no, I'm kidding, John. Except because he had another one in his hand there. But
he's got the brand new box next to him.
I find it quite offensive, John, when people say love and light. Can I just say that? Because that implies that we're dark people, that we need the light. Right. So I'm like, I just tell everybody I'm a dark worker. That usually makes them go really quiet.
I have to be honest, I do that when I get certain people knocking on the door.
Oh, do you foam at the mouth and get really excited when they come to the door, John?
I normally just start going, oh. And the wife comes, Erin will come out and be, oh, John, you're not going into trance again, are you? You've not got that demon coming through. You start shouting a load of garbage. It's like the devil inside, I compel you. And I'm like,
oh my God, I bet you pulled that off really well. But Craig and I can see that you could pull that off, definitely.
Very much, especially with the eyes. The eyes work very well.
It is, isn't it? That's the eyebrows. I think Craig, definitely eyebrows. That's it. Yeah.
I can't believe I'm meeting another one of these now.
I know. I think Norma's been waiting for that. I'm going to do Norma. She has been sharing like a mofo. We've had several people that are liking and following your page. Susan Logan says people believe what they want to. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree with that.
Lara, did you just say mofo?
Yes, I did. I could have just said no, didn't John? You're hearing. I did. She's cheering like a mofo, so she is. No. She is. Honest to God, don't worry, Norma, I've got your back, girl. Right, I'm picking a couple of cards. I'm coming in. Have I got the like when it comes up with the subtitles, it's not coming up, is it? And it said that in the subtitles. I hope not. Okay. Right, Norma, we've got courses that you're going to be doing here, sweetheart. So you have a lot of self-study. Saturn is there, and if you were hearing this earlier on in the live, Saturn is doing a bit of compressing and doing some naughty stuff right now. So it is. So it's not just about clearing out the house and clearing out the home, but we're clearing out a life as well. Okay. And also news of medical tests that you are expecting. I feel like you've got another 3 or 4 weeks to go. Why do I feel like I want to test for diabetes for some reason? I feel like I want to test for diabetes there. There's a gentleman over in Spirit, very strong dad feeling with this guy as well. He has mum with her, but they're scrapping like mad. I really wanted to paint a great picture there, but she's actually niggling at him and he's niggling back at her. So I'm not entirely convinced they actually got on very well in real life, or whether this was just a normal, scrap. What can I say? A normal scrap. Anyway, Uncle Bill or William, I've heard that name mentioned as well. And also Jim and James was mentioned too. And an Alan, there's an Alan over there as well. I feel like I want to call him Uncle Alan. Anyway, Norma, I hope you got that, sweetheart. And thank you so much for sharing and joining John and Chris's page as well. That's fantastic. Now, are you liking and sharing and following this page, guys? Just so I can see the comments. If you're on Facebook, we need to give them a nudge along. You've got to like and follow the page in order for the comments to come through in the first place. Puja's saying sorry she had to disappear. She just came back on. Kirsten McLean, hang on. Every time you go in it just jumps, doesn't it? Here we go with it. No, just come back on. That's the wrong one. No, it's the same one, for goodness.
Punja, what was your name? Punja, I'm going to pull you a little card since your name came up twice.
Yeah. Pull a card for Puja, because I think she's been dotting around, hence why I've been dotting around here.
Right, Puja, I've picked up a different set of cards this time. I've now got my colour cards. So we're going to pull you an aura colour. Let's see what's in and around your aura and how it could help you at this minute in time, okay? So I should really look at the card before I show you it. It would make more sense, would it? Tangerine is what we've got here, and this is all about a spontaneous colour. It's all about having fun. So this is letting me know that at this minute in time round about you, things haven't been very spontaneous. Things haven't been very fun, okay? This card is saying it's now time for you to stop trying to be in control of everything. You're needing to stop. This has to be that. That has to do that. This has to be that. This card, this energy is saying to you, slow down a little bit, okay? Be a bit more spontaneous and have a little bit of fun, all right? We've also, just as I'm looking here, look at the second card, which is Orburn, okay? Which is all about grounding yourself. So you're needing to get your feet into the ground a wee bit more here, okay? You're needing to calm things down and relax. I do feel I'm wanting to bring some meditation in and around your vibration here. I feel that would be really, really good for you, okay? It would help get your brain on, but get your thoughts sort of organized again. And then it would help with that tangerine as well. It would get your energy flowing. It would get that nice colour coming in for you. All right. So take the love, and I'll say thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you so much. She just said John lost my mum at Christmas, so she's having a bit of a rough time.
Oh, sweetheart. Sorry.
Oh, there you go. That sounds like my mum Wilhelmina and Dad John with my dad brother William. That's good. Thanks for letting me know, Norma. I appreciate that.
It's always nice when they give you the validation afterwards, because you can just be talking and talking and talking. And you think, I just want to know if it's right for you.
It is. It's good. I like this system because you can post a comment and we all get to see them. Yeah.
There was one comment that's just come up from a lady called Darshika, as long as I'm saying that correctly, about whether or not we believe in reincarnation. What are your opinions on that, guys?
But reincarnation?
Mm-hmm.
I totally believe in reincarnation. In fact, right? I was watching one of Sylvia Brown's videos, right, from 2012, yesterday, Craig, I think it was, because she said way back then that, when they're on about, we've had plagues before, we've had famines before, we've had volcanoes erupt, and we've had, earthquakes, and we've recovered from them. And she said, but what she has noticed is that whereas before, because she had like 60-odd-year career, before she would say that spirits have been reincarnated, say, from a child into another member of the family type thing, and she would hear about people being reincarnated, but she noticed she was starting to connect with spirits that were telling her it was their last life that they were in. So she reckoned that we had another 100 years to go, going by what she was doing in 2012 at the time. Before the end of the world, and that so anything between now and then is just all we'll get over it type thing. And so this situation is no different now. Reincarnation, really believe in that. I believe the spirit. You have many different lives from the beginning of time, and I think that how we're packaged and gift wrapped and sent to Earth to learn certain things and stuff. I like to believe that is the way, because I know stuff I couldn't possibly have known in this life, right? And it just comes out my mouth. And I'm not clever enough to get that. I say that as a medium as well, right? When you understand the concept that you detach from any logical thinking of whether you're smart or not smart, right? And you're getting information in that's validated by other people that honestly is a surprise when it comes out your mouth, right? Because guys, when it comes out your mouth and then the brain goes, oh, that's nice to say. Yeah. Or, oh, yeah, that was a really weird thing to say. Where the hell did you get that from? Right? It's like, and then you go, actually, you're not clever enough to get that. Where does it come from? Right? So my dad would also say, and by the way, my dad's still alive. I just love listening to his advice. He would also say that I forgot what I was going to say there. We were talking about. I was looking up over there. Was a bird that just about flew into the window over there. Sorry, guys. Don't know if you heard that. A bird flew into the window over there. Did you hear a thud? No. You didn't hear it, right? So my dad is a very, very clever man. So he's very logical thinking. He could never understand, me coming along and doing what I'm doing. It just absolutely makes his brain, miscompute and stuff. But I think that's the whole key. I'm not thinking about it, right? Not thinking about medium, not thinking about whether this is going to be the end of the world or life as we know it. Not thinking about where our next bag of shopping's coming from, right? Because actually, if you just keep moving forward, it tends to come into place, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to reincarnation, my first question is when it comes to reincarnation is that the idea of it, yes, I like. And there was the story that I read years ago of that young lad that used to live, was from Glasgow, but went back to the island of Barra, and he kept on saying to his mom, when can I go home? When can I go home? And she was, well, you are home, and that story. And I don't know if you guys have heard that or read that or seen that at all. But when I read that story, there was an American a doctor who flew over and did the study of it and everything, and it was only from that. And then there was another one in America where a young lad who stated that he was in the war. He was able to name his name, his number that he was given when he was in the army, the plane that he flew, the plane that he died in, etc. His other friends that died also. And all of this ringing true, and his dad finding out the truth and the whole history and the whole facts, and it was true. So reading those sorts and those types of stories, I do believe in it. My question then is, again, or has been for a few years, looking more into it, is when we're up there and we're demonstrating our connection with the spirit world. If I'm communicating with somebody who has reincarnated, who am I communicating with? That's another way that I again, it's just to sort of expand. I know we have different energies, etc., but that's just something that expands the mind in my eyes anyway.
You think
I know what your thoughts are.
That we can identify with the most, do you think?
Maybe, yeah. It's just a thought, really. I mean, I always tell people, even though I do what I do and I make that connection to the spirit world, on a very regular basis, I still don't know all the answers. And I think it'd be quite scary to know all the answers, to be honest. So I don't really want to know them all. But yeah, I think it's just a good thing. It's a healthy thing for us to just keep our minds ticking over on the concept of what the possibility could be when we talk about reincarnation. Is it as simple and straightforward that we go from this world, we go into the next, but then we're over there for a little while, then we come back, so that's the way I look at it. I don't know, maybe I'm just sort of expanding my mind that little bit more.
Yeah, well, Crystal, I believe in reincarnation. I think we all have different paths to take, and they have several lifetimes to learn these. Yes, they do, but you're right, Craig. You see, now that's going to twist my mind now, because now when I'm connecting, I think which one is it? It's almost like multiple personality disorder, isn't it? But in an ethical way. Because let's be quite clear, guys, right? Those of you that are watching, right? Everybody, how many? I mean, I've had £1 for every time somebody says this as well. Prove what you can do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll be loaded.
That is prove I can't.
I'd have a big house like Lara.
I know. If I really want to be bitch flapping about it, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, well, okay, prove I can do, but I've ended up in probably one of the spookiest houses, right? So it just goes to show you've got to be careful who you talk to, even, right? You talk to enough ghosts, you end up manifesting a place for all the ghosts to live in, right? That's clearly what's going on here, isn't it? But when it comes to proving as a medium, it's like science. Science is only up to a certain, level, isn't it? We only know what we only know, right? Yeah. And that's it. We can only measure it with what we've already got available, and we can't explain it. But then it's never meant to be explained, right? It's not about proving it; it's about explaining it. That's it, right? With anything, not even being a medium, but even other like reincarnation. Right? Do you really need to prove that when we've got monasteries full of Buddhist monks that sit in there for 30, 40 years to try and meditate, and levitate and all the rest of it, and there's some real serious mystical shit that goes on out there, of stuff that we couldn't even begin to comprehend. Mm-hmm. And we have the right to sit and go, yeah, no, that's not true. Yeah, that's not, these things have been like thousands of years in existence. Who are we to say that it's right or wrong? It just is.
Absolutely, and like you say, it's really just about creating that awareness, isn't it? I think, and just to for people to open up their minds. That's what we do. So, yeah,
I just want to pick a couple of cards here for McEwen, because I had his thing up so I wouldn't forget his name, basically. But it's good to know that Crystal Cheryl believes in reincarnation. Right, McEwen, I've forgotten your last name. I think there was a James in there somewhere, but I'd be lying if I said that for definite. Right? You're not going to have me in a game show when it comes to names, guys, are you? It would be like the blind leading the blind with us all. Okay, so McEwen, we've got, it looks like you've had your heart broken, sweetheart, and I'm probably putting this across entirely the wrong way, but I think you're being really, really hard on yourself. And I feel that even though that pathway for your love has maybe hit a bit of a brick wall, come about August, September time this year, the energies will start to alleviate. There's some proper healing going on here, even if you're not aware of it. Try not to pay attention to the monkey chatter in the brain, because it's just designed to trip you up anyway, right? Those thoughts that come in have got to be allowed to be swept back out again. We don't pay attention to them most of the time, right? That's what we call being in our flow, when we don't pay attention to the logical thoughts around, but we feel a different type of energy that's connected to the solar plexus, right? So even disconnecting for 2 or 3 days, right, depending how disconnected you are, sometimes it can go on up to about 2 or 3 weeks. But in my experience, not longer than 3 weeks, because then we're into procrastination, big time, right? At that point. So when you start to feel that pull in your solar plexus, that is your connection back into the flow. You get up and you follow that connection. Love is definitely in the air, so we're getting prepared for that. Let's just say the universe and the cosmic energies are preparing you for that right now. So I hope you got that. All right, guys, thanks for letting me speak there. Caroline Curry says, you're also positive with lovely energy. Please, can I have a quick read? I love it how they're complimenting us and then wanting to read.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it as well. I know this is. Like, who wants?
Am I jumping on that one?
You're jumping on that one, are you, Craig? Go for it.
Yeah, if that's okay. Because when I read that straight away, the word positive jumps out at me, and I actually feel that as we're sort of connecting to Caroline, I feel that she's usually quite a positive person, but I feel that the burden of something is getting her down, the weight on the shoulders there, and I feel like we just need to lift that up just that little bit more. Normally, I would say there, Caroline, that you're quite a grounded person. With the card that comes up there, the altar priestess that I see, that tells me that there's very much a grounding there. When I see that, very much an awareness of what's going on in the world, but also with yourself as well, spiritually. And I feel that you have that awareness around you, but also, when I say that, you're also somebody, and I've not said this for a little while, but the eyes of beauty card that jumps out for me, that tells me that you're very good at keeping a smile on your face, making out that everything's okay, but in fact, deep down, keeping things quite close to your chest and keeping it to yourself and not being open and honest. And this is where the weight on your shoulders has come from. And I just feel as though just being that little bit more projective with your own mind of thoughts, I think will certainly help there. And I just feel that there's been a bit of a testing time with a friend or an acquaintance, is how that feels to me. But again, a change is as good as any. And I also feel, apart from with everything that's going on at the moment with work, I also feel that there's been a change there. Before all of this kicked off, I just feel that I want to be sort of saying, yes, you're climbing the ladder of progression and it feels right. And I just want to say that the 25th of a month must also be important, because the number 25 off the card jumps out at me. That would be important as well. But keep on going, keep on being positive as you are, and all being well. I keep in my mind that I just see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's great, thank you. I'm spelling things all wrong and everything here as well. Oh, truth. Why doesn't it send when it's supposed to? It takes a while, doesn't it? That's great, thank you, Craig. We've got some, McEwen didn't realise that was for him before. Hang on a minute, which is good. Marta. Sorry?
I was sitting reading the comments there, trying to work out what was going on. I'm like...
me too. Ellen McMillan, let me know if my daughter will be okay. She lives in Singapore and I'm worried sick, not related to the virus. That'll be where everybody's head's going, no? Ellen?
Absolutely, yeah.
I know. Johnny, you want to do that one?
Yeah, what was the question again? Can you pop it back up for me?
I'll pop it back up because John's playing with his cards there in the background. Can you let me know if my daughter will be okay? She lives in Singapore and I'm worried sick, not related to the virus. Ellen McMillan.
Thank you very much, Ellen. Oh, okay, well, first card that came out was the World card, quite strangely enough.
You were going away there, weren't you?
That's it. I'm hoping it's taking me away. So straight away, I feel I'm in the right vibration. You know, looking at the cards here, I get that there's that lot of worry there, okay? Your Eight of Swords is your worrying card, which is pushed right in next to the World card, okay? Now, the World card always does talk about changes coming in, and it talks about things taking that 360. So if things are really, really bad, they're going to go the opposite. They're going to go really good. If things are really, really good, they're always going to take that turn where they're going to go downhill. But for you, this is definitely looking at things going up, okay? There's that change coming in there. And this is pushed forward more so by your Ace of Pentacles, okay? And your Ace of Pentacles is that new beginning. There's that new change that's coming forward here, okay? I get this feeling here where there's still, you know, I want to say we're not quite at the peak of where she is at the moment, okay? So it's like things are going to have to get, and I hate saying this to anybody, but things need to get a little bit worse before they're going to get better. All right, I do feel that with her. However, I feel she's got that strength within herself to push forward and get forward with things here, okay? The Magician card as well is pulled in there, and this is saying that there's lots of different paths, there's lots of different options for her to be able to push forward. She doesn't quite know which way she wants to go yet, all right? I do want to say I feel I'm pulling myself around to sort of 4 weeks here, so I feel in about 4 weeks' time, just watch for where there's a change in the mood. I could see her vibration feeling a little bit lifted, and it's like she knows which way she's wanting to go. All right, hope that helps, sweetheart. Take care.
That's great. Well, guys, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on here. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thanks for the invite. It's been great seeing you and chatting with you guys, so thank you very much.
You as well. Yeah. Keep in touch and let us know when you're going live on your own page. I'm going live on Derek's page tonight at 8:30, and I think Craig's doing Wednesday night on Derek Okona's page at 6 o'clock, is it?
Yep. 6 o'clock I'll be on Derek's page, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah, it's all good.
Very good. Any advance on that, John?
I'm so naughty. I haven't put anything forward of what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm a lazy bugger.
That's okay. We'll just settle that, guys. If you're doing a live at some point in your page this week, send an invite. We can always pop in, can't we?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, lots of love to you both, and lots of love of everybody out there as well. Thank you so much for showing up. We've had loads of participation. Loads of folk have followed your page and liked your page, guys, as well. So I'm sure you'll be getting some fresh people over there to read for, and you'll be looking at the name going, that name looks familiar. I know, even though it's the first time they've been there because of here. So thank you so much. See you again next time, and guys, stay safe.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.